Well, initially we had other assessments and diagnostics that perhaps weren't fit for purpose. So when we came across this screening tool, I decided to send it to reception and also to the induction wing, because there is sometimes a gap between the prisoners arriving at the prison and coming for the initial assessment with education. And in doing that, the induction wing officer and also the reception wing officer has been able to use them in order to gauge how the foreign nationals or ESOL learners are speaking and listening, rather than just reading and writing, which the initial assessment covers. The difference it has made has been very positive, because a lot of the ESOL learners perhaps wouldn't come to education for some considerable time, having been inducted, because spaces are at a premium. We're not an ESOL or foreign national prison. We've only got a set number of places. So therefore, if they weren't coming to education or there was a waiting list, they would be screened or will be screened with that screening tool that then gives the workshops and the officers on the wings an idea of where they're at in terms of their speaking and listening. It may be now that they can get a placement in a workshop much quicker before they come to education, whereas before nobody really had an idea of where they were at necessarily. Even if their reading and writing was considered to be quite good, it may be that their speaking and listening wasn't measured in the same way. But now through that screening tool, we've been able to buddy them up, mentor them, and make sure that they receive help much sooner than they would have ordinarily. The screening tools we've given to the tutors, we've had some feedback, but to be honest with you, it seems to be before the students arrive in education that we're reaping, or where we're reaping the rewards. Once they're in education, we have the initial assessment scores anyway, but it is helping the tutors in terms of spiky profiles. There may be a huge difference between the way a non-native English speaker can understand English or speaks and listens, as opposed to reading and writing. I'd just like to say, in many ways, it's been far more useful than I anticipated, because, as said earlier, the induction process that we use, the initial assessments, cover reading and writing, and this screening tool is now covering speaking and listening too. So it's helping us as a signpost so that the learners can be referred and receive help much quicker than they were doing so previously. And on behalf of Milton Keynes College, we'd like to thank you for your input and enabling us to pilot this, and hopefully it will be a success in other prisons too.